Hello, welcome to Marriott MBA Today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jacob Hicks. I'm here with Professor Lee Radebaugh, who currently serves as the director of the Kay and Yvonne Whitmore Global Management Center and Cyber. Welcome, Dr. Radebaugh.
Thank you very much. It's fun to be here.
Yeah, this is wonderful. So today we want to talk a little bit about the Global Management Certificate, which is an opportunity all MBAs at BYU might have. And could you tell us first what the Global Management Certificate is, please?
You bet. Because we don't have a major in international business at BYU, and that's strategic because we really feel like you need to have some kind of a home discipline and then have the international be on top of it. We decided to come up with a Global Management Certificate, which really is a signal to employers that you're serious about international business.
That's great. Sounds like a good strategic approach. And tell us, what should students know as they're considering possibly enrolling and completing the Global Management Certificate? What are the advantages and what have you seen historically?
Well, I think the most important thing about the certificate is it gives the students a chance to look at international classes we offer and then figure out what best fits their interests and their needs. So basically, all of the first-year MBAs require a global management class in the winter semester of their first year. And that begins to sensitize them a little bit more to the international issues. And then from there, they can pick any of two electives, and we offer quite a few electives. So for example, a marketing major might want to take international marketing and global negotiations. A finance major could take negotiations and also take international finance or international HR, whatever. But there are classes you can choose from. You pick two of those. And then the other thing that's unique about the Global Management Certificate is it requires a student to go into greater depth in a language. And so we offer right now 10 different foreign business language classes. And what that does is it allows you to take whatever language base you have and then put it into a business context. And then the last part of it is to do an international experience. So students will typically do a global consulting project or maybe an international internship, or they can go on one of our international trips. And we offer a trip at the end of winter semester where MBA students go to Asia for a week to 2 weeks and then come back. And with that, plus your coursework, you're eligible to get the Global Management Certificate.
And a student who earns the Global Management Certificate, what have you seen the advantages as they enter the workforce if they've earned that certificate? Any additional perks?
Yeah, I think there are two things. One is that it changes their attitude toward international business. I don't know that a lot of students really think about international business when they come into the MBA program. And they begin to think about it a lot more once they take the global management class. Then as they pick the other classes up, I think they begin to think even more about an international career. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be living and working abroad, although that's one of the possibilities. But you could work in the U.S. or domestic market, whichever your home country is, and work with international clients and be more effective because you understand what's going on in the global economy. So it helps you to develop the right attitude toward international. And then secondly, it sends out a good signal to employers. I can give you a couple of examples. I was looking up one of our grads that left here several years ago and went with Dow Chemical. And he was working domestically, not internationally, but he was working with a lot of international clients and developing international strategies for the company. And now he's working for Google. But it was really interesting, the kinds of projects he got involved in with Dow. We have another student, a second-year student, who did the Global Management Certificate, and he was a double undergrad major in mechanical engineering and Korean. When he got into the program, took the Global Management class, he began to think a lot more about doing the certificate. Then he took the trip to Asia, got even more excited about it. Now he has a job offer with Exxon, and so they'll be moving to Houston at the end of the summer, but it's just for 2 years, and then they're going to send them internationally. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting about that is as he was interviewing, they said, "Now, are you sure you want an international assignment?" He said, "Well, look at my body of work, look what I've done." And I am very serious about it because a lot of people say they want international until they get right down to it, and then either they or their spouse aren't interested. But if you do the certificate, you start thinking about it a lot sooner in your program.
Sounds like a great opportunity, especially that students still have some flexibility within the certificate to take an elective or two that might be tied to their area of emphasis.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And we, some of the majors actually allow the international class to count as an elective in the major, or in some cases even required. But now what we do is we just give you a chance to take a menu of classes, if you will, to try to round out your international background. And maybe your major is supply chain, but you take international negotiations. And so you can take the supply chain classes, but then international negotiations is a little different, maybe more on the marketing side, but very helpful, obviously, in any international context.
Like the thought of this global management certificate as a first-year MBA, it's something on my mind, and I know among my 170 peers or so, and the timing of it couldn't be better to learn more about the global management certificate. Is there anything you'd like to add as we close, Dr. Radebaugh, about?
No, I think one thing I would say is it's important that you open up your mind to what you can do with international. When you look at our MBAs, 75% of them are bilingual and have lived abroad. And yet, probably 28 of the students will get the global management certificate for a variety of reasons. And I think a lot of it is because they've never thought, how can I use this wonderful experience that I have and this skill set of speaking a second language benefit me in terms of my career? And what I hope is that the students will kind of open their minds a little bit and think about how they can maybe use this great resource to benefit them professionally.
Thank you. So for all you first years who are currently enrolled in Dr. Money and Dr. Black's international or global management class right now, consider the global management certificate. And for all you students down the road, a great asset, another advantage of the BYU MBA. Thank you, Dr. Radebaugh.
Thank you very much. It's been fun.